Elijah Mitchell was running back 74, 45 rush attempts, 279 yards, 2 touchdowns, 3 receptions, 3 targets, 7 yards. Thoughts on Elijah Mitchell?
Again, another back who kind of gets dinged with the injury bug. We've seen Mitchell be extremely useful and impactful with this 49ers offense. Now he kind of gets to be the spell back, right? And he did really well in this role last year when he was healthy. A lot of his work came in the second half. They kind of let McCaffrey do his thing there in the first half, and then they split it up a little bit more in the second half where Mitchell would get some runs and break off some long ones because he is extremely fast, right? He is a quick hit back. Um, he has standalone value, but depending on where you're able to get him in drafts, I like him as a really good handcuff, right? Like he's a good handcuff with flex appeal in crazy weeks, whether it's bye weeks or injury weeks or whatever. So he serves dual purposes. Sometimes those don't work out the best, right, Alex? Handcuffs don't always work out so great. But I think Mitchell does have enough standalone value that you could pick him up as your fourth or fifth running back, depending on, how the board's fallen to in your draft strategy. And he can be a plug and play on his own. So great player, doesn't catch the ball as well as McCaffrey does, but most backs don't, right? So I think his reception total will be up from last year, mainly due to opportunity and health. So you'll see those receptions tick up a little bit. But I also think you're going to see him fall in the end zone a couple more times. So it wouldn't surprise me to see him, top right around back 30 by the time the year's said and done.
I do think that there is some standalone value in those pinch weeks, because I do think you're right, Kevin. I think that the Niners are going to play a long con, right? Like they're trying to get to this is a team that is in win now mode and has the real possibility of making a deep playoff run. But you got to get there first. And I think they'll do enough to get there. And then, that's when their real season begins. I just looked up their strength of schedule. Not all that difficult. 15th is what I'm seeing. It's kind of right middle of the road for this year. Although, like, when I look at the schedule, I think it's a little tougher than 15th. I think there are tough stretches in there. Obviously, I think Elijah Mitchell has some standalone value, but I think realistically, if you do get yourself a Christian McCaffrey, pay attention, because right around when that run of, your Khalil Herberts, your Damian Harris's, your Jerick McKinnon's, like those are all kind of RB2, RB3 guys anyways. Like your second or third or fourth running back, like that's when you grab yourself your Elijah Mitchell. And
as far as Elijah Mitchell goes, if I'm drafting CMC, yes, I'm going to make it a point to put Elijah Mitchell on my roster as the handcuff. If I am not drafting CMC, I'm going to let him go. He's coming off the board in the 10th round right now. Kind of pick 119 overall, running back like 43. There's other routes that I'd rather go with that 10th round pick than Elijah Mitchell. Yeah, he does have standalone value. He does have handcuff value. There's other guys I'd rather go with in the 10th round when I get there if I don't have CMC. So because of that, Elijah Mitchell is probably not going to end up on many of my rosters.